Anyone, when we talk about ethics, ethics means standards or guidelines or principles that are to be observed in ministry. And once we have understanding of ethics, we are now going to be able to operate in what is called ethical practices. An ethical practice is something that is sound, honorable, moral, lawful, upright, and full of integrity. But when we do not know that, then we get involved in what is called unethical practices. An unethical practice is something that is indecent, unfair, shady, improper, dishonorable, unscrupulous, and crooked. So when we talk about ethics and protocol, there are different aspects of ethics and protocol in ministry that pastors, ministers, and church leaders need to know. For instance, there is what we call pastoral homiletics that helps us to understand the ethics and protocol of appearances of pastor, relational conduct of pastors, public conduct of pastors, and all kinds of things that relates to you as a pastor. So we have church service ethics, which talks about the ethics and the protocol that should be observed within a church service. We have an annual event that we started last year. It's called Alimosho Arise, a night of prayer, praise, and power. And we decided that we will not just invite external ministers, we will also use it to encourage and showcase our own in-house ministers. And it's a major platform. This edition we had about 8,000 people that came in January, just 2 months ago. And we asked that members of our church also be there, and we give them time. Just talking to you about some things when it comes to service, which is not where I'm going to, but just to let you know that there are protocols for these things. And when they all ministered, there were 2 of them that shot beyond time. They overshoot the time that we gave them. Now, when you are given 10 minutes, 10% of the 10 minutes can be put there for mercy. So, everyone that did below 11 minutes went well. But once you cross 11 minutes, I just told the pastor they should not be put in the next bill. Why? If they give you 10 minutes and you cannot manage time, you are breaking the protocol of a service. It's not when they give you 3 minutes, you now begin to say your spirit is moving, spirit is moving. No, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. And then there are guest ministers' ethics. When you are a guest minister, there are ethics of you being invited, what you can do or what you cannot do. But maybe next year we'll look into some of these things, but that's not the focus. What I want to deal with, because there are things you do and there are things you don't do as a guest minister. But what I want to talk to you about is the ethics and protocol of inviting and hosting guest ministers. That's what I want to focus on. Because many of you want to do a program like this, you want to invite guest ministers, you want to host ministers of the gospel, and you need to understand that there are ethics and protocol to doing this. So I'm going to look at it from 3 places. The inviting, what are the ethics and protocol of inviting a guest minister? The hosting, what are the ethics and protocol of hosting a guest minister? The honoring, what are the ethics and protocol of honoring a guest minister? And then the aftermath, what are the ethics of protocol after the guest minister has finished his assignment and gone. So let's look at the ethics and protocol of inviting a guest minister. Number 1, when you are inviting a guest minister, you as the host of the event must settle 2 things. Number 1, what is the purpose for the event? And what is your reason for inviting that guest minister? What is the purpose for the event? So if you are having an event, is it a crusade? Is it a concert? Is it a revival? Is it a marriage seminar? Is it a love feast? Is it a workshop? Is it a training? Why are you hosting the event? What is the purpose of the event? Because once your purpose is wrong, abuse is inevitable. You don't host an event because you want to be known. You don't host an event just because you want to associate with people. You host an event because there is a divine purpose or a strategic purpose. Did you hear my word? Divine or strategic. There is a divine purpose or there is a strategic purpose for that particular event. So you must settle the reason for the event. Number two, you must settle the reason why you are inviting that particular man of God or particular woman of God, because there are people you can invite to your pulpit that will draw you back 10 years. There are people that can stand on your pulpit and their presence alone can mess up the work that you are building. So you need to ask yourself, why? So for me, as an individual, anyone that steps on our pulpit to minister, they are there for 5 reasons. Anyone that steps on the pulpit to minister, they are there for 5 reasons. Number 1, relationship. If you are my friend, because you are my friend, you will visit my house, right? So because you're my friend, you can visit my house, and when you visit my house, say, hey, how you doing now? And then we discuss. So if I have a relationship with someone that is a minister of the gospel, I can say, hey, my brother, how you doing? You are in town? Let's come and bless us. So relationship. It's not about pulpit. You invite me, I invite you. No, it's just relationship. Hello? Number 2, when someone has something that we need, someone that is a specialist, if there is an area of deficiency, you don't go to a doctor because you love them. You go to a doctor because they have the solution to your ailment. So we have had an amazing time yesterday where a medical doctor came. Now we have our man of God here that is also a lawyer. So if we need somebody to come and teach us law, we need the person that has the understanding of what we need. Do you understand? You may not have a relationship with them, but you go get them because they have what you need. I remember years ago when we started having some issues that are outside of my area. Because anything that has to do with homosexuality, lesbianism is not my area. I don't understand. Hello? Anything that has to do with I don't know. When we started having some issues like that, I say, come, this one, no, this one, no. Do we have pastors or ministers that are in this area that can help? They say, oh, there's one. I say, okay, go and bring him. Hello, specialist. Someone say specialist. When you have someone, if someone has a special gift, a special grace that is required, then we'll bring them. Number 3 is divine leading. God can say, bring that man, bring that woman, for there is a grace that they carry. There is something upon their life that will happen in you. So sometimes God can say, bring that man because they need to step into this ground. I remember 2012, God spoke to me and he said, I want you to begin to bring all the fathers of faith once every year. Let them just step into this ground before they exit the world, because I'm raising you to be a part of the next fathers of faith. Let all the fathers of faith step into this ground. And because I have a lot of them that I know things about them that I feel like this one will never step on my pulpit. Because I know things that I know. God says it's not about what you know. I am giving you an instruction now. And when I invited, my member said, this man is coming. But pastor said, no, God said, he's the owner of the church. Hello? Number what have I given you now? Number what? Number 4. You bring someone by what we call situation and circumstances. So if anybody is going to step on that pulpit, situation and circumstances can make it happen. What do I mean by that? They are doing women's conference and the women bring a guest. Hello? The youth are doing a conference and they bring somebody to come and do whatever. They will step on the pulpit, right? It's not that you directly invite them. Not that you should not have idea of what's happening, but sometimes there are different aspects of the ministry that you cannot be micromanaging everything. So let me just move on because of time. So when you are hosting people, settle the reason for the meeting and settle the reason for the hosting the people. Next, you need to start the process early. No, you don't do now. No pay now. No be free meeting. No, let's move on. Let's move on. So let's move on. Start the process early. Don't think that every pastor is jobless looking for invitation. If you want to invite somebody, what do? You inform them early. Switch 2025. We have already settled. Different man of God. They okay, this one. Why? Because you don't just come here now and think that they just call and say, hey, my brother, how you there now? You there? Okay, you go come be new. No, start early. A lot of people will just come and say, sir, we have program. I say, okay, when is that? I say, April. I say, oh, wonderful. 2025 or 2026. They say next one. I say, as in this, I say, I don't have any free weekend until June 2025. As I'm standing for you now, no free weekend. No free Saturday, no free Sunday until June 2025. Hello? So many people are not jobless, so you need to start early. Discuss the date. Some people, you have to discuss the date with them first. Come, we are planning this, so we'll be able to make sure that if you need to adjust date, there are people you adjust date for, because you can't be fixing date for a father. Hello? If you are the one that need the person, man, okay, let's move it to 1 week. Let's move it backward. We can make adjustment. And sometimes you don't need to fix date for them. You fix as is convenient for you. If they can fit into it, fine. If they cannot fit in, fine. So start the process early. And once you have agreed that this is the date, this is the event, please keep to the agreement. You cannot block somebody's dates and say there is a program, and then the person has blocked the dates, has rejected other invitation, then 1 week or 2 weeks to say, sorry, that program, I say, no go hold them again. No. Hello? If you try that in the business world, we can sue you for loss of possible income. Yeah, loss of possible income. And how will that be done? We will bring all the invitation that we have rejected and the income we should have made from the meeting we rejected, and you will have to pay. Hello? Because for somebody like me now, I'm not just a pastor. There is Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, there is Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel is a pastor. Dr. Olumide Emmanuel is a consultant. Hello? There are two different things. Counseling is free. Consultancy attracts a fee. Where there is a voice, there is an invoice. So Pastor Olumide Emmanuel will come freely, you have received freely, you are given, but Dr. Olumide Emmanuel will never move until invoice is signed and forms are filled. Hello? So if I now get a meeting where they are supposed to pay me $30,000, and because I've given you a word as a pastor based on integrity, you now make me lose $30,000. You now come 1 week to and say something happened. Next, write officially. You can't just invite somebody verbally. Write officially. Write officially. Send the letter. And let the tone of the letter be honorable. Invite them. Let there be agreement. And demand for an official response, so that there will be a correspondence. There will be a correspondence. Many of you want to do global ministries. If you begin to invite people from outside Nigeria, you're going to get into trouble if these things are not done. Because if you want to invite someone that will need to get a visa, they need a letter to go to embassy to get visa to come to Nigeria. So it's not just because you are inviting local pastors alone. No. Send letter. Let there be a response. And then once you are inviting someone, let there be reminders. Not everybody is as organized as you think. So for us now, when we are invited to a place, once is 3 months. If it's, for instance, if you invite me 1 year in advance, every 3 months we contact you. Hello, God bless you. We want to thank God for the invitation for next year, just to check on you and be sure that everything is intact. Why? Because of my schedule. I don't want somebody to block my calendar when I have other things to do. So every 3 months we get in touch. When it's 3 months to the event, every month we start getting to alpha is all the way, what are the things, so that we can know what's the topic. What we begin to do that. It is most of the time people will invite you and that's the end. It is when we now contact them, they will now say, oh, that's true. You are supposed to be with us. Oh, do you know how dishonorable that is? Then full orientation. When you are inviting somebody, give them the date of the event, the time of the event, the venue of the event, the nature of the event, the speakers. So they need to know, whether you like it or not. There are people that if they see their picture on a billboard with somebody else, they will not come. Those are the things that happens in church. Some people, they don't want to be seen on the same poster with somebody else. They don't want to do. So you need to let them know who are the other speakers that are coming. Why? Because you don't want to create problem for yourself and for the body of Christ. Then what are the logistical plan? Because you are thinking that everybody should know. If I'm coming into a place, for instance now, I come into a country. It's a different language you are speaking. I've never been to your country before. I now get to airport. I'm now waiting for you. No. So as I'm coming out of the immigration, I should see you that you are the one waiting for me. That gives me confidence that I am safe because it's not my country. In the same vein, when you leave your territory, imagine that you leave Benin now. Somebody invited you and said, okay, come and preach in Yola. And you land at the airport in Yola and nobody's there. Do you know how you're going to feel? Because it's not your territory, even though you are still in the same country. So all the logistics must be taken care of. Let's move fast. I have less than 10 minutes. So in hosting people, so we have talked about how to invite them. In hosting people, once they have been invited, these are the things you need to do to host them. Number one, set up a protocol unit to handle all the travels and logistics. Let there be a team of people that you are in charge of this guest minister. So that everything that has to do with their flight ticket or they are meeting them at the motor park or meeting them going, so whatever it is, or going to their own office to come with their own car in a convoy, whatever is the logistic, you have to have a group of people that will be in charge of that. People that will pick them, people that will lead them. Next, you need to prepare for all the team on the guest list. So if a man is coming with his wife, somebody has to be in charge of him. Somebody has to be in charge of his wife. If he's coming with his wife and children, you should know in advance, not that they will just show up and say, this is my wife, these are my children. We're all here. You are now stranded. If they are coming with the PA, you need to know. Why? Because there are many things you will meet as you grow. I hope you know that there are some ministers of God, their PA are women. And some of them, their PA are women and the woman is their side chick. Their side cock is a side chick. And some of them, their PA are women, but it is their biological daughter or their biological sister. Do you understand? So don't think that because the man is a man, his PA will be a man. Oh. So you need to confirm all these things so that you will know how to work on all these logistics. Don't just assume. Hello? Then avoid gender disorder. Avoid gender disorder. There are places you invite a guest minister. If you are inviting a guest minister, please, church, note this. If you are inviting a guest minister that is a man, stop sending women to feed them at the hotel. It's not ethical. It's not ethical. Hello? Because some churches cannot afford for you to eat in the hotel or someone to give you special meal. They will now say, okay, bless you, man of God, our deaconess. They are the one coming, and then they will all come into your room with food. It doesn't happen. My PAs know. No woman can enter my hotel room, never. As long as I'm there, any food you bring, you go and drop it in my PA's room. They will come and serve me. So you don't put a man of God where you send women. Because many of you think all men of God are devil, but there are women too that are satanic agents. So don't do gender disorder. A woman cannot be the one serving a man in the hotel. Because not many of them understand ethics and protocol. Because many of them don't dress well. They will now bend down. All the boobs are coming out. They are serving you food. You are saying, oh Lord, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. When you are hosting a guest, make sure that their welfare are taken care of. Arrange a welfare pack, a welfare basket in the hotel room. Some people get into the hotel, some of us wake up in the middle of the night to pray, to study, to do international ministry, and then you wake up, there's nothing. So you need to put things in the room. Toothpaste, toothbrush, because they may not travel with it. Towel, the hotel towel may not be good. So different things, snacks, biscuits, fruits, water, so that they will be comfortable. Settle everything that has to do with the hotel and the transportation, so that they will not get there and they don't know when they are going to move. If possible, write them a note or let there be a letter. You are welcome. This is the movement. This is it. You can eat at the hotel, or we are going to. So because sometimes you get to a place, they didn't tell you anything. You are hungry. You are afraid to order food because you don't know whether they are bringing food. Nobody is telling you anything. You are just there and say, "Oh, what's happening here?" So you need to give the man full information. The woman, so come. You are welcome, sir. Please do not order in the hotel. We will serve. All these things are documented ethics and protocol. Then, whenever you are hosting people, keep to the agreements. Keep to the agreement. If you have told the man he's coming to minister in your church, let him minister. Oh, this is the time. Not that he will now come and say, he said, get one of my friend, oh, I have booked you for one church. I have booked you for one church. You now begin to book them for other things that you did not tell them. Then they now feel that way. They cannot say no, but they will not be comfortable with that. Then, honoring. Let me close with honoring. I have 3 minutes more. For the honoring aspects, let there be an official letter of appreciation and honor. Then settle fundraising issue where applicable. Because for it, like he said, in our church, we don't raise offering. Guest ministers don't raise offering. Let them know. So if you are coming to our church for the first time, there is a letter we'll give you. Inside the letter, it is there. Please don't raise offering. If you are led to raise offering, all of us will know that you are led. Like what happened today. Don't raise offering. We don't, because I'm the pastor. I'm the one that you don't know whether we raised offering last month. You are now coming. You want to begin to raise. I swear. No. Don't raise offering. And then we believe in the move of the Spirit. But if you are going to be praying to people, laying hands, and people are falling, let us know you are going to operate in that area. Not that you now come and start calling phone number. Your name is Jennifer. Yes, Papa. Hello? Because there are pastors that will come to your pulpit and they'll be raising offering for themselves. They'll be raising offering for themselves and be giving account number on your pulpit. So you need to settle it so that people will not come and misbehave. Then if you want to give to a man of God, give honorably. Decide in advance what you are going to give as an honorable seed or an offering for the man of God. There are many of us that God has blessed. We are not preaching for money. We don't charge for money. Hello? But while you don't charge for preaching and you are not into, no man goes to war at his own expense. So you need to understand that. So what are the things that should determine the offering or the honor that you give to a man of God? Number one, divine leading. What is God telling you to do? Number two, the nature and the level of the minister you are inviting. The nature and the level of the minister you are inviting. If you are inviting a local minister, an international minister, a global, there are levels. Number three, the level of sacrifice that person made to come. What is the person leaving behind to show up in your place? Hello? What is the person leaving behind to show up in your place? I remember many years ago in PFN in the early 2000s, we wanted to invite a man of God from America, and he told us clearly, he told us that it is $10,000 per day. And that he was coming to minister for 2 days. But he said we are going to pay $40,000 because he will take 1 day to travel down, minister for 2 days, 1 day to travel back. And we did not invite him. Fast forward, 5 years later, he invited me to come and preach in his church. And then I confronted him. Because I said, come, man of God, what is this thing? I was inviting you. I was PFN. We wanted you to come. You were charging us. He said, you don't understand. He said, if I am in America, my TV program, radio program, everything, I need $10,000 not to be in debt. He said, it cost me $10,000 per day to be on TV. So when I'm in America, I know how to make the 10,000. He said, so when I now come to you in Africa, how will I make 10,000? He said, so that 40,000 I'm charging you people, it means I'm coming free as a missionary. Because the 40,000 you are paying me is not for me. It's to make sure I don't enter debt because I came on mission. I say, hey, I'm sorry that I didn't know. So life is in levels. What are they leaving behind to come? You think somebody just shows up, you don't know what they have led, the sacrifice they have made to be there. And then just say, the Lord bless you. Then the impact of the guest minister. What impact have they made in the work? What level of grace did they deliver? And then the logistic cost for the guests. Because whether you like it or not, by the time we leave here now, we'll go and dry clean clothes. Hello? Clothes will be dry clean. Shoes are being worn out. Different, you are sweating. Different energy is exerted. So you need to consider a lot of factors when you are inviting a guest minister. So we are about to receive impartation. And I pray that this impartation will position you that not too long from now, conferences like this will be happening all over this nation. That you will not only host your own local conferences, but you will host global conferences. And your life, your ministry will become a global platform. God bless you.